No.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Swagged Up Mix. Jackson mixed it, the Dawn, and we got another episode of the podcast. As you can see, things have changed quite a bit since the last episode.
Our chairs are turned.
Which are actually, we did the same day as when we filmed
Monday?
the last episode.
No, it was on Tuesday. Oh, wait, today's Monday.
Tuesday is when later that night we went to Target.
No.
We got this bookshelf. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that was the same day we recorded the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We recorded the podcast before. But my point is that same day is when we went and installed, and we're going to do a video about creating a cool studio aesthetic as well. I still have to read this. This is episode 3 of the Money Is Mayhem podcast. Yeah, so ChatGPT and I worked together to come up with this intro.
Okay, good.
So I'm going to read it because I can't remember it off the top of my head because the podcast is just a baby, bro. It's just a tiny, weeny little baby.
Started. I'm loving it. The grind graph is looking pretty good, though.
It is.
That's what I want to see.
Always stop, look at this graph right here, and find where am I at on this thing. Most often than not, you're on that bottom little curve.
Or the plateau of latent potential. That's one. Mm-hmm. What was it called? The pit of despair or something? The zone of despair.
The valley of disappointment.
Yeah.
Welcome to the first episode of Money Is... Oh, it's definitely not the first episode. I got to put that out of there. I'm going to actually, by the next episode, I'm going to have this memorized. Deal?
What?
The intro.
Oh my gosh. This knocked over my apple juice, man.
Oh. I'm going to have this memorized by the next episode, which comes out 2027.
What?
I'm kidding.
Take a quick hiatus.
All right. Welcome to the 3rd episode of Money Is Mayhem, a podcast about the chaos and hope of trying to make it as a creative entrepreneur, especially online. It just says online, but I put the word especially in there. This isn't just a place for advice. It's a real-time documentation of my own journey, his own journey, our own journey, what's working, what's failing, and the lessons we're learning along the way. If you're out here trying to turn your creative passion into a sustainable business, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Little disclaimer, I do have like a bit of a cold overcoming situation that I'm in, so my voice sounds a little beta male.
My allergies are pretty bad, so yeah.
Yeah, fire. And it just dawned on me that we spent all of our efforts setting up for this podcast and we never talked about what the heck are we going to talk about.
That's fine.
But that's no fear to be had because
I'm just excited to start talking.
Always
in the brain.
Always right here on the
in your noggin.
Just like a good old pimple. Oh, I got a good one.
What?
Okay, I've got a couple options. So this is a good part of the grind that you're seeing. I don't know if you can see this. Probably
Chat
not
GPT.
with reflections. No, this is just all my content idea list.
Oh, even
a ton.
better.
Anytime I want to just sit down, open this up and think. Let's talk about video games and how they can reflect
how they can ruin your life.
Right, and what the false hope of what video games
give you.
Yeah, but also the benefits, because I do believe video games are beneficial.
Yeah, I agree. Like, for the longest time growing up, I was addicted to League of Legends. I'm sure a lot of you have been there with me.
No one's been addicted to League of Legends. I promise.
Well, I was. I wouldn't even go downstairs. My mom would call me down for dinner. I'd be like, nope, got to finish this game. I can't let my team down. And I was really bad at it anyways. But all it does is give you you win, you think, your brain thinks, oh my gosh, I actually did something today. I won. It gives you a false sense of hope. Or not hope, but like you did something with your life when it's really just a bunch of ones and zeros.
Yeah. Yeah, you're accomplishing a delusion, an illusion.
Yeah.
Not a delusion. It's fake. It's fake reward. It's fake money. It's fake. All these things. How much easier is it to turn on the Xbox, load up a game of Search and Destroy,
win a match,
just destroy everyone, talk your talk, do your thing. You feel good. You're like, man, I popped off today. Yeah, I went out there and did my thing.
And you'll even remember it. Like, you'll be like, hours later, you'll be driving or something like, yeah, I really killed all those dudes.
Yeah. I can remember all the last times I went crazy and I was like, let's go. We did it.
Like, it means something. But next year there's going to be Black Ops 7.
No, I think Modern Warfare 4
Warfare 9,
coming out next.
Whatever it is. They're just releasing the same games now.
Have you tried Modern Warfare 3? Dude, that's a game you would go crazy for.
I mean, yeah, when they released it originally a long time ago when we were playing it.
I thought that was Modern Warfare 2.
Well, there's Modern Warfare 2. That was like when we were way young. And then they released Modern Warfare 3 after that. We were still pretty young. I remember we were playing it too.
They redid it?
Yeah, they redid both of them.
Ooh, I had no idea. Because I
And
was just
Black
playing
Ops.
Modern Warfare 3, and it was like a brand new
Well, yeah,
looking game.
That's what they do. They just take the old game and they're like, oh, let's just make it look nicer so we don't have to put that much
But that's a
effort
cool
into
thing
it.
too, because people are coming back for the same thing.
Yeah.
They just want it a little upgraded.
Yeah, I mean,
and there's
I
a
don't
lesson
know.
to be learned in that too, as to like you can literally do the same thing
Refurbishing.
over and over and over and over and over and just get a little better each time.
Yeah, I mean that they've been making the same iPhone, just a little tweaks in between.
True, but I got the iPhone 15 Pro,
Yeah.
changed my life. Went from this little thing.
But it's still like
I had an iPhone Mini
it's
like
this-
homeboy.
Still the same idea.
Yeah.
Like they could release, like they just all they do is add a camera button, make the camera nicer, a little couple new features, smoother, thinner. But it's still the same. Like iPhones have pretty much always looked like that. You know, they eventually get better technology and it changes a lot. But
I disagree.
with
I think
what?
the like, so like if you were to look at iPhones 3 years apart, you'd be like, oh, it makes sense. When we're seeing they dropping one every year, it's like nothing changes, but really they're taking those little steps of just
Right.
revolutionizing the phone industry.
Well,
but like
same with
going from
video
that phone
games,
to this
too.
phone, it's like the camera, the USB-C for like you can hook up an audio interface and
That's pretty
record
crazy.
and record. Say your phone's dead, you could plug your thing into there and charge your phone.
Really?
Yes. Guys, this video is brought to you by our free sample packs and free guides. 2 sample packs, a guitar sample pack, synth sample pack, a guide on selling your services as an audio engineer or producer, and we also have a guide on mixing vocals.
And also a new sample pack on the way.
A bunch. Yeah, we're working on a ton of stuff. Let's get back into the video.
Let's go.
But the thing I've learned from playing video games the most recently, because think about this, I'd been on the grind specifically. That was my source of dopamine. There's that cold coming back to fight me, guys. That's the cold demon coming back. I'd been on the grind consistently since I hadn't played video games since I was freaking 16.
No,
'Cause when I was-
you
yes.
was playing Minecraft, bro.
When? Here and there, not like devout. Compare my Minecraft
Are you
to your
devout?
league playing. Let's check our hours on the video game. Don't get into this right now, brother. You know what I'm saying? Just be a part of
Yeah,
the
you a
positive
devout Call of Duty
conversation.
player now?
Oh, I go hard. But you best believe I'm getting that. It's my grind has increased since
Ever
I've started
since you
playing
got
video
caught?
games again.
That's
I'm
hilarious.
dead serious. So I hadn't played in a long time. It'd been like almost 10 years since I had really been on like Advanced Warfare was the last game I was
Oh, I remember
in-
what you were
in.
doing.
Yeah. But so I recently within the last 3 months or something, probably a little less, picked up an Xbox and got Call of Duty Black Ops 6. I also have Modern Warfare 3. A few other games, but Black Ops 6
Congrats.
has really caught my attention. And what I've realized is I've addicted myself to a different kind of reward. So like the video game gives you that sense of satisfaction, like you've achieved something, you've balled out.
But you're also like relaxing, kind of.
On the video game?
Yeah.
No, blood pressure is through the roof. When it's
Yeah,
search and
I guess
destroy,
that's true. My palms get sweaty and
when it's search
my
and
armpits
destroy,
start
dude,
dripping like crazy.
search and destroy, it's all quiet. You're the
Yeah.
last person alive,
I've
and your
played.
teams talk. The enemy team's like, "You suck."
Wait, you can hear the enemy team?
Every time
That makes nuts. Oh, you
in
mean after
between
you
rounds,
die?
in between rounds,
yeah.
at the end of everything, you can talk to them. But so that's stressful when like there's that pressure and stuff. But coming back full circle to my point, I've realized that superficial achievement
Yeah,
leaves me wanting
something
the
real.
real one, which I've already experienced.
Right.
Which I've already been paid a lot of money for music.
Right.
I've already seen a lot of paychecks come in from music. That feeling is unmatched. That is a win. And so, yeah, I mean, it's increased my desire to work hard at the things I love. And it's a big video game, but it's a little harder. It's a little more detailed. You got to be a little more dedicated to win, to succeed. And there's a reason that success is unique.
Right.
It has to take something unique out of you. And it's a lot of work. Like they don't talk about, part of the video game was me struggling to something as small as set up my website to where my email, like people would be submitted to my email list, and to give my website permission over my email to be able to send emails from my email, like stuff like that, which I don't want to know how to do that.
Yeah.
I have to. It's all part of the game. It's like
true.
You're playing campaign, and this is just a side quest that you get something out of it.
Get some XP.
Yeah.
Level up.
And that's something that's fun too, is like, there's like different seasons of life where you get double XP.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd say I'm in one of those seasons right now, coming fresh back from California, made a bunch of new connections, a bunch of new people are watching, people I would have never imagined are watching. We collabed with a few people that opened up some crazy doorways. So now everything I'm doing is folding back over on itself like double speed.
Right.
And so I just think that's a fun way to think about the grind and the growing of your goals. It's like a big video game, and at the end, which there probably won't be an end, it kind of gets to go forever. Just there's never a point where you've completed the game. You just keep going, winning. There's new levels. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, but would you rather be on your deathbed, be like, oh, I'm so glad I won that search and destroy game, or would you rather be like, oh, I'm so glad I learned how to send my emails out through my website, you know?
Yeah. No, for real. And
it's kind of like what we were talking about last time. Like you don't, every time you don't grind, you wake up the next day like, oh, well, what am I doing? And then when you do grind, you're like, oh, awesome. I have something. I can take the next step now after working so hard on, whatever I worked on yesterday.
Yeah. And you brought up earlier today that like, there's just seasons of your life where it just seems impossible. It seems like it's not doable. Like you're not fit for it. You know what I'm saying? Just that feeling of, and that's why you don't sit down and do it. Actually, it's you're not feeling that. So that's the reason you don't sit down to do it. You're feeling that because you don't sit down to do it.
Right. Yeah,
so
that's totally true.
The moments I'm most engaged and working the hardest are the times I feel the most hopeful.
Right.
It's all a win.
Corresponds. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. It has a lot to do with your mindset. Like, yeah, what I was telling you is like, for the longest time, there's like so many people doing them. Like, can I really do this? There's a lot of people doing it. I feel like, I don't know. I just felt like I can't do it. But then again, I wasn't even trying. So of course that's just making that idea in my head.
It's validating.
Yeah,
it's saying,
exactly.
You're right. Because look at what's going on.
Yeah, but then also it's like I take a step back. I'm like, okay, first off, I got to believe in myself, and then I got to take the actual actions and put in the effort and get past the parts that I don't want to do. When now I'm learning, I'm like, wait, I actually enjoy editing a video, or I enjoy like getting the right clip.
Yeah.
Or, I enjoy brainstorming the video. All the small things you'll figure out like, oh wait, these are actually
small
a lot of fun.
Yeah. It is. And it's just, you just always look back. Like I just love scrolling through my YouTube arsenal of videos, just like, just look at that portfolio of work.
Right.
That's work.
Yeah.
Right there, just in the flesh.
And it's like it actually grew into something that like now, like you can see the changes,
Yeah.
Like it's like it's like portfolio of like since you started.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't even start that long ago, if you really think about it.
Yeah. You're living at your
apartment.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know why I hadn't done it, but I was like, I'm just going to screen record me mixing a song.
Right.
And that was it. And then posted it. And it I think it's my first video and it got like thousands of views.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That obviously helps. I don't think that's going to happen most times. It
doesn't matter though.
Yeah, no, not at all. But it does help. And it's it will happen. If you post a bunch of videos, something will blow up. I saw this kid on YouTube just it was just a video of him, just the iPhone, and he's in his work vest, and he's like, the 9 to 5 is killing me. He just vlogged every day, would get like 100 views per video.
Yeah.
And then this 1 million views.
Just
For some reason, the title, when you try enough times, eventually you'll get that combination that people are attracted to. It's hard to predict that.
Right.
So the only way you can predict it is by putting out mass things that eventually it'll just naturally accidentally click.
Yeah.
And then it's accidentals. He was lucky, success.
Yeah.
So easy and quick. Goes. It's like, dude, you didn't see what was happening
in the background.
I'm sitting there trying to punch my computer screen because Premiere Pro is the most frustrating thing in the world.
Yeah.
All these little moving parts. But I do quickly want to touch on how video games can be a good thing, which I kind of touched on. But like, having those search and destroy matches with a couple friends, or just, when it's me and Jeff and we're just on there for 2 hours, just having a great time, like hanging out with friends and socializing and
just taking a break. There's nothing wrong with taking a break.
And it absolutely is good for your reflexes and eye-hand coordination and all sorts of things. But then again, that's a very limited thing that can come out of it. But I really enjoy waking up in the morning, getting my coffee, sitting down and playing a game of team deathmatch or something simple, and just waking my brain up.
Right. And it's also like a lot of those people, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. This is just outside perspective. But like a lot of those streamers that like play video games all day, I feel like that's probably pretty hard. And also, it's probably hard on your body just sitting there in front of a screen all day. Like, that's your job. I mean, I guess that's our job too.
Yeah.
But like something about just doing a video game, streaming 8 hours a day seems like it would not have a good effect.
Yeah.
On your health or your mental health. But I'm not a video game streamer. But I just know that playing video games definitely playing video games every day for hours on end had a negative effect on my life.
Yeah.
But I wasn't streaming making money, but does that really make that much of a difference?
No, definitely not. But then again, you still have to be conscious and aware of the other side of the work that goes into it. Like, I mean, it still takes effort to go buy the streaming equipment to make high quality streams, to figure out how to get the audio to sound good, the video to look good, how to have good connection, all these moving parts. How is your camera set up? All these things that they still took the initiative and went out of their way. They still have that thing in their head.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like that's what makes the difference. Like the people that make it and the people that don't make it. Like you will have those like streamers that just, all they do is just sit there and play the video game and stream it. Then you have the people that are like building their YouTube and actually think of it like a business standpoint. Like you were saying, like working out. Like if you work out every day, you're already on a better path than 99% of the people that aren't doing that. So it's like if you're and I feel like a lot of the people that do make it, they have healthy lifestyles. Like that's a very important or not milestone, but a very important like foundation. Like if you don't have like your basic life stuff figured out, then of course it's going to be like, if you're just streaming all day on playing Call of Duty, of course your life's... So I guess it can go both ways. It's just how are you going to live your life outside of what you're trying to make your job.
Right, which is ultimately the most important thing. And I'm never more creative than when I'm sober and I'm healthy, I'm hitting the gym, I'm spending time with family. I'm never more creative than like on a Saturday morning. I wake up and my son's asleep and and then he starts watching TV or something. I'm just in here just trying to get my fix in of just putting something down. And those are the times I think I've made probably every full song that I've completed and been excited about happened during like a day like that.
Right.
Where it was just like, you got to put yourself in a surrounding and an environment that inspires you to want to work hard.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's also something I wanted to talk about. We can do a different episode about that, but creating a life that makes you want to grind.
Yeah.
That's a good episode. That's coming next. But circling back around to what you're saying, it's kind of a little random, but we have a out now when you're seeing this, we just dropped an episode with this artist named Cypher Fix on the NIWSPACE podcast. And if you're looking for like a super high quality produced podcast, and that's kind of more musical, technical, and it's where artists and engineers and producers kind of unite, that's where we're over there. James has an episode on there as well. It's super cool. But we had this artist on there, Cypher Fix, and his manager was there, but she wasn't on camera. But he was saying the most important thing that he didn't know that he needed out of a manager was someone who cared about him.
Right.
She went in when they met and told him, you need to get this straight. You need to stop doing this. You need to stop staying out late. Like caring about his well-being.
Right.
And,
versus just money.
Right. And I'm like, that makes so much sense because, I asked him, I'm like, would you say that's the most important trait to look for in a manager? And he's like, yeah. It's like, that makes sense because what good is a manager if they're abusing the factory to get the product?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in that podcast, I told them about our New York experience, signing the record deal and going up to New York. And we were they locked us in a studio.
Yeah.
Kind of.
That's
I mean,
great.
they didn't lock us in there, but we were stuck because the pandemic was hit and we were in New York when the pandemic hit.
Didn't have any money.
No money, no car, no nothing. We're just
still kids pretty much. I mean, we were 20?
Yeah.
19,
in this studio, it was a 2-car garage turned into a studio. Really nice place, really cool experience. But they shoved us in there and we really didn't leave. We went upstairs to go to sleep and that's it.
No, we slept in the studio.
Yeah, unfortunately,
on the ground
most
with
nights.
Spiders.
Big spider. Not spider few, spider many. Okay, these things were crawling all over the place. But they're like buying us weed, buying us alcohol. We're underage.
Oh no, remember the weed he had. He didn't buy us weed. The first time around, he did buy us weed.
But he asked us if we wanted some, and we told him no the second time around.
Yeah, but he's had the leftover from the first. It was like a year and a half.
Yeah,
old,
and this stuff was
sitting around.
Worked.
Yeah, I know.
I guess,
and he still had the Rillos too. Remember, you had to like lick the entire Rillo to make sure it was because it was so
crazy.
dry.
It was just in that same desk in the same exact spot.
Yep.
But and I don't think they had ill intentions towards us. I think they were more concerned. That's really what we wanted at the time.
Right.
And I think they just kind of gave into that.
But you see it all the time, like especially in the music industry, like you have like a crazy talented musician.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like when you get blasted off into fame, it's just going to affect you mentally.
Oh, yeah.
And like, who knows how it's going to affect you, but you always see these people that become drug addicts, alcoholics, and it's like so many people involved in their life don't care. They're just like, I'm trying to get my cut. I'm trying to get my money. And so that's why, it's very important to find somebody that's like, okay, I care about you. I care about the music you're making. I don't want you to become a freaking addict or whatever, Yeah. That's very important, I feel like.
Yeah. And so I've got this kid flying down. I won't say his name right now. Stuff should come out like late May or something. But I was working with our old management to try and get him a record deal. And just randomly, he's like, Jackson, I don't think I want to do it. I think I can do it myself. He's got millions and millions of views on social media.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
He's built up like around 20,000 followers on Instagram and just doing his thing. And I'm like, yeah,
easy.
You shouldn't do it then. Don't do it. And that's right then and there. I was like, yeah, I wanted to get that. This is, we as the kind of broker company would get 50% of the record deal advance.
Right.
And, my mindset initially, of course, is like,
I'm trying to make
this
money.
Kid wants to sign a record deal. I've got the connections. I'll make that and get paid.
Right.
What's wrong with that? And there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But when he says, I'm having doubts, I instantly was like,
no reason.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely don't do it because you have what it takes.
Yeah.
You're doing what it takes.
And you don't need a record label now.
No. And you'll make more money.
Yeah.
You'll be more happy. You'll be in control.
Yeah, exactly.
For what? A little bit of delayed gratification.
Exactly. Yeah, and I feel like it's very important. You'll be in control.
Yeah.
You were telling me like it's like a 9 to 5. You don't want to, us creatives, we don't want to go into a 9 to 5 where we're just like someone else has their hands on our car. All our finances is depending on somebody else and the decisions they're making, whether you don't ever know when you might just get cut just because the company's going down or whatever.
And I've seen all my jobs I've worked at, I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
Like big people get And okay, granted, when you work a good position that gets paid good, a lot of the times the opportunity increases.
Oh, for sure.
But to be fair as well, to say the other side of that, that scale is that when you upgrade your life because your pay from a company increases, that company is the owner of that life.
Yeah,
lifestyle.
Exactly.
So you're more trapped. And what good is having a nice car if you can't drive? Right now it's 75 degrees outside.
Yeah.
On a Monday in the middle of the day. I don't even know what time it is. You don't want to be able to go drive your car whenever your boss says you can go.
Right, like you're locked in.
That's a very superficial example, but you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, and some people that's their calling. They love doing that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, like, most of the time, the creative people like us, it's something we can't even stand. It's like, there's benefits and downsides to both sides. Like I was saying, like, most of the time when you have a 9-to-5 job, they're giving you insurance and like health insurance and life insurance and stuff. Whereas as an entrepreneur, you have to pay for that yourself.
And warning, health insurance, not under a company, they get a great deal because they're able to bring so many people to the insurance company.
Yeah.
But if you just go direct to an insurance company, you're like, I need health insurance, it's going to be expect rent.
Right.
You're going to be renting.
When you have brain cancer, you're going to be like, oh, sorry, we can't cover that scan.
Yeah, like you literally have given them hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Like, sorry, man.
Yeah, so
big man upstairs has to make a couple more dollars.
It's nothing. Like, I don't care.
You'll die.
Dude, a 9-to-5 would kill me.
Oh yeah, probably.
That's my point. I literally we'll go down this conversation path. So both my last full-time jobs like induced panic attacks in me, and full on, like, I had never experienced this in my life. I had tripped acid many times and had a full-blown terrible trip with me and my friends in a car. We're on streets that we have driven down every day of our lives.
You're in a familiar area.
You read the sign and you have no idea where you're at.
Yeah.
Like, that's how just confused and unhinged your brain is. And I was still, during the moment where my two friends in the front seats were screaming at each other, pure chaos, I was able to just grab control and just shove everything and just go in. I literally was like in this slow motion wave, just waiting for the night to pass.
Oh God.
I just froze myself in time and protected myself. Like, it was, but then...
I remember you telling me the story, and one of the dudes was freaking out, right? And like two dudes were freaking out or something.
And one of them was really messed up afterwards for a while. We won't get into too much detail about that. But my point about that is I'm working these 2 full-time jobs, and I'm having these panic attacks that are induced full fight or flight mode, dude. Like, heart as pounding and racing,
like impending doom, like you can't
worse than any fist fight I've ever been in. Anything. And like, I promise you, like the situations, I could have lost my mind and physically gotten out of anything, but you know what I'm saying, you're trapped. You're trapped,
right?
Because
in
you can't act a fool. Oh my gosh, staring at a screen, and the lights are like, oh shoot, that light turned off.
That is the lighting.
The lights
terrible.
were like this cold white color.
Yeah,
they were like
in a school
lighting.
Yeah, like in a
but
school.
A little colder. It was a little colder.
Really?
It was bad, but it was just like, and they're just, if you really focus, you can just feel their vibration.
Yeah.
They kind of feel like they're flickering a little bit.
And it's just like all those like companies that, for the most part, there's like no windows anywhere, and you're just like in this like artificial, like, I don't know. It is a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
It's not. And remember Daryl, his office is just a box.
That's how Chris's was too.
It's just a box.
My boss. And
it's terrible.
Like with no windows, a perfectly shaped box. But your boss had he had like a bookshelf, 2 chairs. There was a bunch of trash everywhere.
he had his vape.
My point is, he had things in there. It wasn't just my boss had a keyboard, a screen
and some
and a plant. This big or something. It was like it was a vase. It didn't even have anything in it.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Just blank box. And he'd be like,
just sitting there for 8 hours. You're like,
close the door
into the pits of hell.
The door closes, and it's just like, the sound of the room is so perfectly reflective.
Yeah.
And there's this guy he's trained his whole life to negotiate, to get deals, to get low prices, to get what he wants.
Yeah.
He knows how to get you to give him what he wants. And
I need you to get a project done.
there was just many times where it just snapped. I just would snap
Yeah.
and lose my mind, dude. And I was constantly the whole time working there, like hyper focused on my health. Like my eye would be like a tiny bit bigger than this one. I'm telling you, for 6 months, every day I'd walk in the bathroom and like stare at that and like push on it. I went to the eye doctor and was like, there's a tumor behind it. And they're like, no, there's what. And then I went to my personal doctor and he's like holding my head. He's like, look, they're the exact same. You're completely
You thought
fine.
like one pupil or something?
No, it's like
The actual
side.
eye?
I don't know. Like this eyelid's a little puffier than this one. Like
No, you just tripping.
that's what I'm telling you. That's my whole point. Is I was tripping
Yeah.
worse than when I was having a bad trip on L.
Hey, I've been there, man. You know I've been there.
Oh yeah, he's been there bad too. But no, it's just my point is like I was dying. I was literally like I would stare off and I thought my vision, like I had convinced myself that this
That's
eye was going
crazy.
black. And now for the last like year, over a year being away from that job, gone. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong. Vision is fine. Like my eyeball is fine. But my point, and like I'd be focused on my heartbeat
Yeah.
while the whole time I'm sitting in the cubicle, like
yeah.
pretending for $18 an hour that I give a flying crap about saving this company money.
No.
I can't care about that.
No. Who
I
could?
physically cannot because
That's
I watch them. I'm a purchasing coordinator. I'm watching y'all dump money out the window.
yeah. $18. I mean, $18 an hour is nothing. And you're sitting there to do something you hate. I know there's probably a lot of people out there watching this that are like, I hate my job, and I still go. It's like you're playing a video game. You're just wasting all that time. Just
Wait. But also the grind was like I was playing a video game.
well, I mean, if
I see what you're saying though. Like,
well, that's what it depends how you use your situation. It's like okay,
running in place.
Yeah. So if you are in that job, you're getting paid 18. You can make the choice of just okay, I'm gonna go there every day, just pay rent, eat McDonald's, play video games. I really want to, make my music career, but I have to do this other stuff. Or you can go there every day, save your money, buy all the equipment you need, start eating healthy,
have an
pumping out
ad
YouTube.
budget, dude.
Yeah.
If I could go back and change anything, and this is a major key, I would literally put aside $200 a month for ads. Focus on filming good content that you like. Just copy someone else's because when you copy it, it'll end up turning into yours.
Right. You just use it as a
run
reference.
ads, dude, and just get out there and connect and just grow. And just run that small operation on your side. If you can give all this dedication to something you don't even like, just give 30% of that to your focus and your passion.
Yeah.
And if that's 30% stays consistent, you will just explode. And we do need to just say quickly, you do have a full-time job.
Well, yeah.
Right? So we're not just saying this as two spoiled brats.
Exactly.
I recently have left my full-time job
I'm still in
just
it.
doing music, which is totally fine. And it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, nothing's
like
wrong
you
with
said,
that.
though, if it's not the end, it's a means to the end.
Exactly. It just depends on what are you doing outside of it. It's so possible nowadays to do what you love doing. I mean, we're talking about we talked about last episode. You talking about if you became a plumber, you would just hit record, start making. I literally was scrolling through YouTube Shorts. Some dude working a crane is making YouTube Shorts, spilling concrete everywhere. He's like, yeah, well, you got to adjust your. And then there's people in the comments like, well, what you did wrong. I'm like. There's a whole world out there of people that want to know these things, and it's like you never know what you have to give to the world. You just got to start putting yourself out there, not being scared. It's not.
You know what you have to give to the world?
What?
You have you.
Yeah.
That's why by you just getting out there is the most important thing, no matter what industry you're in. So interesting enough, dude.
Like one point.
What?
I was going to say. Put yourself out there, but do it for the will of God.
Yeah. And showing your uniqueness and your true self.
Right.
And then again, like we said in the last episode, you cannot be that person apart from your creator. It's like being born and just running away from your family at 1 month old and never turning back. It's like you're a fluid. You're built up by your personality's set and kind of just started, and then your circumstances and life will
kind of
build
around
that.
It, yeah.
So like, yeah, just that's correct. So let me say, interesting enough, you know that guy Graham Cochran?
No, what does he do?
Remember after Three Nations that one time we went home, we sat on my couch, and I played the podcast off my phone, and we sat there, and we're just like,
I do remember.
Wow.
I cannot believe I remember that, but yeah, I remember that exact
I'm
time.
glad, because I don't know how you could forget that. But him and his Six Figure Creative, Brian Hood, he's the guy that I run my website hosting with.
Yeah.
Shout out Easy Funnels. It's a website builder. This is not an ad, but I'm just telling you because I like it.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Funny though, that real quick.
It's a website builder just for musicians and studio services.
I was just gonna say, my mom's cousin told me, or my mom's cousin's wife told me about that. She's an artist.
Told you about Brian?
Yeah, about the podcast. She's an artist. I told her, I remember we were at a funeral and she was like, oh yeah, I'm an artist and I watch this podcast. I was telling her how I make music. She's like, you should really watch it. It's about entrepreneurship and stuff. And I remember working at Home Pro and listening to it. I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
Yeah. So I'd say Brian's really good. He's super fast talker, clear talker, like no cuts, and just really intelligent and really understands the flow of energy and creative entrepreneurship.
He asks the right questions and gives very good.
And then the Graham guy is more like, I'd say he talks like us, like he really likes to talk big picture, ultimate meaning of life.
Right.
But he still will get technical.
Mm-hmm.
I love, like, that dude is freaking so cool, dude.
Yeah.
But interesting enough, both of them started exactly where we're at.
Really?
Music producers.
Oh.
Gone mixers. And then Graham started this thing called Recording Revolution, which taught amateurs how to make their home recording sound professional.
Okay.
Brian Hood was a mastering engineer.
Yeah, I remember him saying that.
And his podcast was originally the Six Figure Studio or something like that.
Before it was the Six Figure Creative?
Yeah, something like that. But
well, it just goes to show how easy it's so much easier than we make it out to be. It's easy for us to sit in our rooms just making minimum wage at your full-time job and be like, is it even possible? I see how you can see everybody else doing it. At least for me, I'm speaking from personal experience.
Right. Like,
I'll see people doing it, and sometimes I won't think, like, okay, they can do it, but I don't think I can do it. I'll have that pessimistic viewpoint. But now,
because you can't do whatever you're watching someone do, you can't do that.
Right, you can do your own thing.
Because you're not them.
Right.
That's it. This is not... That's so freaking mind-blowing. This is not about if you can do that.
It's about what you
It's about you doing you. That's it. That's the only reason these people make it, is because
they're doing them.
They are themselves with whatever they decide. Me, Jackson mixed it, plus audio. Let me say Jackson Petty. That's my real name. And then plus audio creates boom.
Not
Jackson
related
mixed
to Tom Petty.
Yeah, I wish. Might be related to Willie Nelson. You should see my grandmother's mom. They were born in the same town, and they look exactly the same. Yeah, me plus this music stuff is what makes this little thing that I'm trying to build up in the world.
Yeah.
That's it. That's so cool. Like, you don't have to be, you can't do what they're doing, dude. Whenever, and I'll be scrolling on Instagram or YouTube looking at random people's music, and you'll just hear someone so talented, and it kind of puts that thought in your head. You're like, whoa, I am not there.
Yeah,
like, I'm
exactly.
not there. But it all circles back around to you're not them. It's not, you're not where you might need to be or want to be for yourself. You ain't never gonna be where they're at.
I feel like this is every single musician. I mean, there might be a few exceptions, but I highly doubt it. I feel like you get into music on one thing, like you started rapping, for example.
Yeah.
No matter what your mind's going to expand.
I started playing the saxophone.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that's the thing. You start on one thing. You're a musician. You're not I mean, okay, there's some people that are saxophone players, but they're also a musician. Like, I'm sure a 10 out of 10 saxophone artist can play the piano really good. Like, you start going into other fields. You're like, wait, I like this just as much as this. It just depends like when you started and how much effort you put into that thing. But me personally, I'm like, I want to learn I wish I was a 10 out of 10 drummer. I wish I was a 10 out of 10 pianist. I wish I was a 10 out of 10 saxophone player. I wish I was 10 out of 10 bass. I wish I could do it all.
And then how good of a producer would you be?
Yeah, no, exactly.
Nasty work. And that's why I just love watching Ife do what he does. This dude, so the closest, this is an interesting point, the closest you can get to being that is by being a master at the keys.
For sure.
Because you can play any instrument. And now the sounds that you can play are
it's
crazy, dude.
I mean, you can play a saxophone solo on your keys.
Oh, and you could make a real one too. Yeah. Like there's people out there putting in that work, dude, to make the right samples. It's crazy. Yeah. But someone like him, it's really inspired me just to get a little better at piano. Like, especially for production, for mixing, everything. Piano is the foundation of every instrument. Like the C, D, E, F, G. Like to play that on the saxophone, you got to go like C, D, E, F, G.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's like I watched a YouTube video of like guitar. I was watching something, I don't remember, it was a while ago. But he was saying like the best thing you can do is learn a little bit of piano music theory on your piano, and that'll just translate to guitar and make it like a lot easier. And that's so true. Like if you learn your like some major scales on the piano, it really just expands it. You're like, whoa, it's crazier than I thought.
Start off by learning a few chord progressions, because you can do anything with one on the floor instead of four on the floor. It's not a term, but I just thought about how 4 kicks on the floor is like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then piano one on the floor would be dun, dun. Be one chord per 4 beats.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
I don't know why I had to sit there and explain that, but I did.
Well, yeah, because it made 0 sense until you explained it.
So shout out to another tool that I use. Simply Piano is how I've been learning the piano recently.
Simply Piano.
I would do such fire
ads. They already
ads.
shoved 20 ads down my face a day.
I would do such fire ads for companies, dude. Like I genuinely would like love to work with companies and get my hands on useful tools.
10K mark. 10K subs.
We'll work something out. But Simply Piano is how I've been practicing the piano recently, and just knowing chords. So I have a piano downstairs, and just can walk down there with nothing,
right?
And just go sit there and just write a song, and it's fun, and it's exercises that musical part of your brain. It's so simple, like piano chords, just basic ones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
And then once you learn the voicings of chords, that's what just makes it even crazier. Like, it gets deeper, and then after that, I don't even know what's after that. There's other things after that, like where you have triads. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. But
triads are the basic ones.
Yeah, but it gets crazier and crazier.
Yeah. What's crazy about piano? This is what's crazy about music. Any note can go in any song.
Yeah.
Depending on where it's at.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sit here all day and just go on to just random bull crap. All right. Well, thanks for tuning into this episode. If you stay to the end, we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
You know, because that means you put up with a lot of stuff. And we just got to keep putting out, because once we reach 21 episodes, we are entered into the top 1% of all podcasts.
That sounds fun.
So that's easy. If you want to be instantly in the top 1% of anything in the world, just practice for 1 year and be consistent.
Yeah.
And that's the last message of this episode. Bye.